Hello there. What is going on, everyone? Today we are looking at the Battle Deck Card Pack 2 for Star Wars Legion, and we are going to show you what comes in this pack. I did pick this one up at Adepticon, and finally getting around to it. My backlog is big for lots of things to open. We have so many new Legion things that we're going to be going through. Some of which are things that I've purchased and just not gotten to yet. Some of which are things that AMG has sent to review. There's a lot coming, so if you like seeing Star Wars Legion unboxings, this is definitely a good place to be. We're going to open this thing up and show you the new primaries, the maps that go with them, the secondaries, the new advantage cards, all of that. There's some faction-specific ones that come in here as well, and we'll show you everything that's in here. So if you like this sort of thing, stick around. Also, there's still time to enter to win the latest giveaway for that $25 Amazon gift card. You just have to be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my other videos. Let me know some cool things that you would like to see in the future for Star Wars Legion. Maybe what do you think would be in Battle Deck Card Pack 3? What do you think? Maybe Mandalorian specific stuff? Ooh. All right. So we're gonna get this one open now. There's probably gonna be a whole lot of cards in here because we are gonna have 4 different languages in this here. So we do get quite a bit of cards, although we're probably gonna only use 1/4 of these. We'll get these ones sorted out, but yeah, you're getting an awful lot in here. I think this is where I can probably, I think these are the English ones, and looks like French. Let me see if I can guess my languages. Modo de combat. Yeah, this is Spanish. And then, oh, Panzergriff. I love the German names for these cards. I think the German cards are the best things in these whole packs because I just love the translations of English Star Wars terminology to, I'm not even going to try and say that. That's a great, I love it. I love the German words for these cards. They're absolutely awesome. And but we'll set these cards to the side. But also this is what the backs are going to look like, if you haven't seen the backs already, because I've been doing print and play for a lot of these, and typically you want to sleeve these anyway. But yeah, so I don't usually see the backs, but now we know. All right, so first we're going to look at Outflank. So Outflank has basically a straight up setup, and then you do have these side ones. Now, you're going to have only 4 POIs, and then you're going to pick 3 non-commanders that are not being transported, and they're going to be called Vanguards. And, of course, Vanguards, get bonuses if they're contesting, right? But the interesting thing here is units with Vanguard tokens must deploy in the side territory, and unless you're being transported, you can't deploy on the side. So I think the idea with this one is that you want your transport units, like your helicopters and tanks and stuff like that are doing transporting, to be Vanguards, so this way they can go on the side, and then they can transport somebody else and get a bigger force on the side. So this is definitely seems like as a primary that favors transports, as my thought. So that's kind of cool. Next up, we have Contact. Well, this one's interesting because if you're contesting a listening post or a POI here, you're going to have Precise 1. And it's got a very weird kind of a T. I guess it's like a T, or like it almost looks like a Tetris piece, right? Of a deployment. So you can kind of go in fairly deep in some of these, but not quite to the side on these sides, which is very interesting. But the thing is, you get bonus points for securing the one in enemy territory. So they're really trying to incentivize you to kind of cross into the middle, into your opponent's territory, which you might be able to do since they're probably going to have a lot of their force over on this side, right? So maybe you can. I like this one because it seems like it's definitely going to get you up close and personal, and it might favor melee characters that can really cross into an entrenched position. So I like this one. Next up, it's the return of Payload. This was one of my favorites in the old style, where you got to move these things, and this one looks like it's almost exactly like the old style. First off, I love the setup. You have your entire board edge. Your opponent has their entire board edge. Yeah, these are going to be bomb carts, and then you get to move them, right, within one half. So you get a half range of its current position, and then you want to push those into opponent's territory. I love it. It's straightforward. It's simple. I feel like this is just a one I'm going to really enjoy. And it's only got 3 objectives, so it does free you up to fight quite a bit. I'm looking forward to it. This one looks great. Again, I think this one favors a little bit more combat because I don't think we have to spread out as much. We're definitely going to kind of all be in the center of the board and maybe fighting over that middle objective quite a bit. So I'm looking forward to this one. And then there's Cauldron. This one is definitely going to favor certain types of lists. First off, you got 6. Right, I like the deployment, how you're both on your same side of the board. I like that it's just simple and it kind of, like, it's easy to kind of know where you're setting up. So I like the simplicity of it. Maybe it's just because I'm old school and I used to like these kinds in the original version of Legion. But there's a lot of markers. You have 2 in friendly territory, 2 in enemy territory, and 2 in contested territory. You're going to get bonuses for if you can get both. You're going to get like a bonus victory point if you can score both of the ones that are in contested territory. Also, anytime you're contesting these, you remove 1 fewer suppression during the remove token step, which does mean that this will have a better benefit towards units that don't care about suppression. So vehicles or Darth Vader and similar stuff like that are going to have a much easier time. So that's something else to think about. I mean, there's definitely units that can deal, or if you have a lot of Inspire in your list, then maybe you can take advantage of this one. But if you don't, and you're prone to panic, this one is not for you. So we've got failed negotiations. We're looking at our secondaries now. This one is interesting because it's kind of returning the prisoners to the game, and this I like it. I like that we're kind of revisiting some of the popular missions from first edition, but this is a different take on it. It looks like we're bringing prisoners to the middle, and then we're going to have incognito while we're doing that. We're increase, if you have the prisoner, you're going to increase your panic by 1. Or your courage, so your courage value by 1. So like all of that is nice. So you're less likely to panic. You've got incognito. Other people can claim the prisoner if you drop it or whatever. But on top of that, you just want to get to the middle, and you'll score a victory point for kind of holding the middle with this incognito kind of prisoner exchange. So that's kind of cool. But then again, if your opponent can kill you and then they can have 2 prisoners, then all of a sudden, they can double up on it. So definitely this one's gonna, I think, favor going for the middle, which is something I tend to enjoy doing. All right, this one is pretty straightforward. Align the relay. This one doesn't seem like it's favoring combat as much as it does mobility. So this one, you're going to have 1 relay in the middle, and then you're going to place 2 comms relays on the sides, basically. So you're going to have basically 3 more things that you can control, or either you have 2 each, right? So yeah, and if you can get control of a lot of them, you can get 2 extra victory points instead of just 1. So, and you align the relay with an action. Kind of reminds me of moisture evaporators a little bit, but you take control of it as an action, and then you continue to control it. So you don't have to babysit this one, but it does favor mobility. I feel like this one will be popular with speed 3 units and Mandalorians and things like that. I think it'll be popular with them. We have Retrieve the Data, which lets you score 2 victory points for each data core that you're contesting, but they have to have 2 or more suppression tokens on them, and you put suppression tokens on them as an action. So it's not as simple as just having 1 unit, babysit it and then start scoring points immediately. You're either going to take time or commit multiple units to it. So that's an interesting one to do. This will probably be good for high activation count people, I would guess. But yeah, that's how that one's going to work. And then we've got Supply Run. I was really hoping that this one would have been like the old Supply deck, which was my favorite from old school Legion. But no, the Supply Run here, you're going to put down 4 supply caches. Guys can claim those. And if they hold a supply cache while they're also contesting a POI, they can consume the supply cache to score a victory point. But this is an interesting one because it gives you the waiting game. Do you want to wait until the 4th or 5th round of the game, because then those supply caches are going to be worth 2. So basically, if you can hold it in, if you can hold on to that scarcity and make it to the end of the game, then they're going to be worth even more. But the longer you hold it, the more you risk somebody else coming along and killing you. So that's the thing. So this is good if you can get away, if you can hold it in a corner where you're going to be safe. And if you think you can really be safe with a supply cache and holding it till the end of the game, then it's going to be worth 2 points per, which is pretty cool. But this is also going to be good for people that can hunt down an enemy that's holding a supply cache. You can seek them out if they're trying to hide, get to them, kill them, take their supply cache. I mean, you can get 8 victory points off of this one, you know, theoretically. So that's really cool. All right, now we also have 2 advantage cards for each of the factions. So these are the 2 Imperial ones, and they do say special rules, Imperial only. We have Black Ops, which is going to give a unit Infiltrate, or if they already have Infiltrate, they'll gain an Aim token and a Dodge token. And we have Extreme Discipline, which is going to give you the chance to just get all of the suppression off of a unit, and then they'll suffer a wound, and you can do that twice, which is good for... Actually, I think this one's going to be like one of those, it's not as flashy, but when you need it, it can completely save your butt. So I think that's pretty cool. Now we were taking a look at the Rebel cards. We've got Scrambled Orders, which is going to place a comms scrambler on the battlefield, and enemy units within one of it can't be issued orders. Of course, it does allow them to use an action to destroy the scrambler if they're within half, which is pretty interesting because it'll use up an action and kind of force them to a certain spot. I think that's kind of fun, a little bit of battlefield control. And then No Time to Lose, which is going to let you spend one of your advantage tokens from your pass pool to give somebody an aim, dodge, or a free recover action. In other words, you're not going to pass, you're going right away. Both situationally really cool. All right, for the Republic, we've got 2. We've got Coordinated Strike. You're going to get an advantage token on here, and you'll be able to remove it from this card during the issue order step to make up to 2 Allied Republic units to gain Coordinate Clone Trooper or Coordinate Clone Vehicle, or I should say Republic Vehicle. You also have Rapid Deployment over here that says at the start of the activation phase, you can choose up to 2 core Clone Trooper units. They're going to gain reinforcements. And for the Separatists, we've got the Armored Assault, which, oh gosh, I love the ATTE art on there, and then the lats in the sky. There's so many more things I want to see show up in this game, but yeah, I always love the art on these cards. So for Separatists, during the first activation phase, choose up to 3 allied vehicle units. Each of the chosen vehicle units gains an aim token, so that's always a nice thing to be able to do, especially by 3 vehicle units. So this is definitely going to favor very specific types of lists, right? And then we have Command Override. We have all of these droids. They're actually partying in the jungle. I think that's what it is. I don't think they're attacking these clones at all. I think they're just having a good time. But this is going to do in the issue order step. You have 2 advantage tokens on here. You can use one of them to have an allied or a unit with the AI keyword issue an order to itself. I guess this is more situational. I guess they're both situational, realistically. It's not, I think this is less about the AI and more about just having an extra order that you can do regardless of, you know, especially for those turns when you're doing a 1-pip and you're not going to have certain orders issued where you really need to. So this one's probably a little bit more widely usable, but like if you're running triple vehicle, oh boy, yes. All right, so this has been a look at the Battle Deck Card Pack 2, and it's going to be kind of interesting. I do like the throwback to some of the older style missions that we've seen before, and hopefully that's not the last of that. I would love to see like a supply deck and a future pack and some other things. Let me know what you want to see in the future down in the comments section below. Don't forget to check out our Discord and check out our awesome sponsors if you want to check out discounts for Game Toppers or Battle Foam. We've got links in the description below. Definitely check those out and those discount codes out. I will talk to you later. May the Force be with you. Live long and prosper. Be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes. So say we all. The spice must flow. And always wash your socks.